Good evening, everyone.
Welcome back, folks. Today is Sunday, October 30th, 2022. We are your hosts, Chris
and Samantha,
back with another episode of MMTV. Thank you for joining us this evening as we kick off our premiere Halloween episode. Tonight we start off with another original song and video by myself, then Emma follows with Emma's Guide to Monument.
Emma's Guide to Monument, and we're given a little guide of the school and pretty much just thugging it out.
So this is where you're going to come in, or there's another platform. Basically, you're going to come in here first thing in the morning, and you're going to go to your class. But, you know, there's two ways you can walk. You could either go left or right. We're going to go right. So we're walking, we're going right. Guess what? It's the office. Guess what? Art painting. Guess what? Music room. And then look, more cool stuff, cool art. And then as we walk more, you go straight to the auditorium.
And so,
Because each one.
now we're at the H wing, which is on the map somewhere. So, after you do a whole loop of the H wing, you can see the B wing all the way over there, the bathroom.
I can go the distance to people.
Oh, no, we're stopping at the F wing. Go. Okay, we were at the H wing. Now we are walking. Now we're at the F wing. This is where we have our math classes, our science classes, and anything pretty much academic. This is my least favorite wing.
Mine too.
This is biology for freshmen. It's going to be in the F wing.
We're coming out of the F wing. We are trying to go to the B wing. This is where we're going to find our English classes and language. So let's go. The B wing. This is my favorite wing. This is a little outlier. This is Erickson's math class. I don't know why it's in the B wing. Spanish classes.
That's French, Emma.
Same thing.
That's Spanish. Hi, guys.
Completed the B wing. So basically, we're gonna walk along this little hallway, and then we can see the gym, the auditorium, and then the A wing, which is for the A wing. So we are going to be passing like auto, wood shop, and then engineering, which he declined my interview. No swearing.
Little.
I'm chopping wood. This is the weight room. New weight room. That is an engineering class. Oh, they're there. This is the auto class. And then the art class. We're going down this hallway currently, and then we're gonna go back pretty much to the office. I'm gonna show you the lunchroom, and then after we're pretty much all set. This is the cafeteria, and this is a study hall right now. This is the senior center. This does not work. We just came back from the cafeteria, and you're just gonna walk down this hallway, and pretty much you're back at the main office. And we just made a full loop, and that is the tour of the school.
Seniors, the yearbook submission deadlines are quickly approaching. You must turn in a senior photo and a baby photo. Quotes are of course optional but highly recommended. The deadline is coming up on Thursday, November 10th. Now we smell what The Rock is cooking on Gage's segment Recipe Reviews. Then, right after, Ember and Remy take it over with Fake It Till You Bake It. Welcome back to Fake It Till You Bake It
with Amber and Remy.
This week we made Milano cookies.
Pretty good. This is so good. I love how crunchy it is. I love the chocolateness. It's fluffy, and I love it.
Oh, thank you. We faked it. And we baked it. Come back next week for more.
School lunches can feel a little small sometimes, but thankfully seconds and extras are available. But it does come with a slight price. Each extra side is around 50 cents, and a full additional meal is $2.50. To purchase, physical cash may be used, or simply add money to your digital account. Now we dive back into the world of missing people with Lexi, then Gabe takes it away with his segment on historical subjects.
Hello, my name is Lexi, and this is Missing People, the segment where each week I will report on a different person who has disappeared. This week we have Patricia Maniason, a white female from Hingham, Massachusetts, who at the time of her disappearance, on July 1st, 1996, was 37 years old, 5 feet 2 inches tall, and weighed 120 pounds. She also had brown hair and green eyes. That day, Patricia, on vacation with her husband and 3 children, told her family that she was on her way home but stopping at a car wash on the way. Patricia never came home and remains to this day missing. Shortly after her disappearance, Patricia's maroon minivan was found locked and abandoned in the parking lot of Cahoon Hollow Beach in Wellfleet, Massachusetts. The lot was located approximately 50 miles away from where the family was vacationing, and within close proximity of the restaurant where 18 years earlier, Patricia and her husband had their first date. The day after her disappearance, her purse was found in the family's second car. In it were letters where she wrote that she loved her husband and children and apologized for not being a good wife, mother, and employee. They also stated that everyone would be better off without her. In addition to her purse and the letters, Patricia left behind her wedding ring, credit cards, identification cards, keys, and $12 in cash. While the police initially suspected that Patricia had taken her own life, an extensive search of the area near where her vehicle was found provided no clues as to her whereabouts or the cause of her disappearance. Although Patricia had a psychiatric history, her husband does not believe that she would have taken her own life. He suspects that she may have created a new identity elsewhere. It has been over 26 years since Patricia has disappeared. If you have any information that could help solve this case, please contact the Massachusetts State Police. Thank you for your time.
Fall sports are quickly finishing up. Football senior night was this past Friday, and likewise, soccer, volleyball, golf, and more had theirs recently as well. We are so proud of how well our sports teams have done this year. A special congratulations to those seniors who've participated. Now, Apple shares with us this week's speed drawing.
The end of the quarter is just 2 days away, which means we are 25% of the way through the 2022-2023 school year. You got this, guys, so don't be afraid, and take advantage of the school's mental health resources. They're here for a reason. Hey, Sam, so I heard this joke about Beethoven, okay? This guy walks up, and he looks down, and Beethoven's sitting there erasing his music. The guy asks him why he was erasing his music. Beethoven goes, "I'm decomposing." Okay, now Leah takes it away with his segment on music reviews, and then Ava shares some highlights from her Italian trip this year.
Welcome to It's Music. I'm your host, Leo. Today's a special day because we're talking about Death Grips. Death Grips are the Sacramento, California experimental hip-hop, industrial hip-hop trio of legendary math rock guy, drummer guy, producer guy, Zach Hill, mystery producer man, Flatlander. Who knows where he's from? I don't know. Do you know? And the one, the only, the brave, the bold. He who is the beast he worships, MC Ride. Now, these guys are a bunch of weird, like, scary homeless people, basically. But when they put their minds together, when Zach Hill and Flatlander hop on the computer and make some weird, glitchy, scary beats, and Zach Hill plays the most intense drumming you've ever seen in your life, and MC Ride takes his shirt off and starts screaming like a homeless person to the most insane, violent lyrics you've ever heard in your life, something very special happens. Something very special we like to call Death Grips. Their first album, Ex-Military, is more of a mixtape type of situation, released 2010, I think, maybe 2011. And Ex-Military is, you can definitely hear the Death Grip sound starting, especially on Personal Favorite Tokyo. Although, this is probably their most, like, directly hip-hop sounding album. And MC Ride sounds his most human on this. His lyrics sort of just sound like a guy who's starting to lose his mind. Ex-Military, a lot of good songs, a lot of bad ones, 7 out of 10. Now, Money Store. This is the one that everybody loves. Every song on here is a bop. This is where Death Grips really came into their own musically. All of these songs sound like they're from another world and an old dirty warehouse at the same time. Lyrically, they progress to be much more like esoteric and scary and weird. Money Store, is it as good as everybody makes it out to be? No. Is it great? Yes. Solid 8 out of 10. No Love Deep Web came out the same year as the Money Store, and it goes in a much more conceptual, spacey, weird direction. A lot of people don't like No Love Deep Web. I do. It's not as good as Money Store, but From here, Government Plates. I don't like this one. Next. Now we get into the fun stuff. In 2014, Death Grips were about to go on tour with 9 Inch Nails and Soundgarden before they said, "No, we're not a band anymore. Sorry, we'll have one new album coming out though." And they released a first half of an album called On the Moon, and then said that the second half of the album would come out and it would be called Jenny Death. They released this weird little troll album called Fashion Week, where all the tracks have one letter and it spells out Jenny Death when. Haha, you really got us, guys. And then a few months, maybe a year after that, Jenny Death finally comes out, and it's Death Grips' most conceptual, most experimental, most like grand, most album kind of release. The song On GP is like one of the best songs of this genre ever made. Oh my god. Same with Inanimate Sensation. Jenny Death, strong 9 to a 10 out of 10. I'm serious. No, Death Grips are gone. Never mind, they're back. 2016, Bottomless Pit. This one's like Money Store, but new. Great. You're the Snitch. I don't really like this one. Sorry. Steroids, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Gabber is this weird 20-minute song that's not really an album, but you might as well listen to it if you're trying to get into Death Grips.
One of the most important musical things to happen in the last 20 years musically. Love them. Can't get enough of them. Death Grips 3.0. When are you coming back, guys? Drop something new. I'm serious.
Smoke that diamond on curves like a metal shaft is it. Wild sword.
Vice Principal Falkowski can be a very difficult task as he is a very busy man. Luckily, there is now a Google form available for making appointments more convenient. There is now a link available on the Student Square app. Now, Hyatt takes over with his segment, The Short Skip. Then, Emmett shares with us his segment on video games.
Welcome to the Hyatt Recap. It's a yearly thing that I just started where I give you your favorite recaps on all your favorite Hyatt segments. Today I'm going to be interviewing 3 different Hyatts, all who've acted in your favorite segments. And today's guest is going to be Hyatt with a bucket hat on made of denim. You may know him from all of your favorite segments, such as Coach Johnston Johnny Johnson John's Training Hour. You may also know him from everything else I've done this year. Yeah, that's me. Okay, Hyatt with a denim bucket hat on. What was your favorite experience about being in this segment? Well, my favorite thing about doing these segments this year is probably gonna be the Coach Johnson Johnny John's segment. It was really great. I got to act a lot. I haven't gotten paid yet. You know how I'm like part of a union. Like no one's ever really compensated me. So it's been kind of tough, especially like raising all my kids, like my 3 kids. And I honestly think I should be talking to the other Hyatts about actually like forming some sort of union work to make sure that we are actually getting financially compensated. Because I've been talking to the other ones. You can't be telling the truth. I've been talking to the other ones, and they haven't gotten paid recently. You know, they've been doing this for 1.5. Well, now it wasn't that charming. Unfortunately, Hyatt with the denim bucket hat on has been banished to the Shadow Realm for talking about too many things here on the show. So instead, we're going to be calling in another one of our actors. Give it up for Hyatt with a cross-country jacket on. Yeah! Woo! You know him from his other work, such as Tiny Porcelain Babies, the segment about Ohio, music review, and much more. So, Hyatt with a cross-country jacket on, how's it going? I'm doing really good, actually. You know, it's been a good couple months of retirement. Been having some really fun experiences with my lovely husband and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's been doing great. What's your favorite segment that you've ever been on? My favorite segment? Gosh, my favorite segment would probably have to be... Probably Tiny Porcelain Babies, you know? I got to work with Hyatt with the beanie on that one. He does some really great impressions. It's hilarious. Yeah, so... It was pretty good. You really should have seen us after. It was amazing. Well, we have great news. After a year-long retirement, you finally get to look at a new segment. It's the one about being in hell. Bye-bye now. Well, yes, I'm just gonna... And that concludes today's episode of Hyatt Recap. Expected happening next year, maybe if I remember. Bye-bye now. Hello, everyone. My name is Hyatt. I'm in hell, and you know what that means. It's time for Hyatt in Hell, where I spend eternity suffering.
Happy Halloween, everybody. We cannot believe it's already this late in the year. Time really does fly. We wish you a fun and safe Halloween tomorrow. And then last but not least, Emma shares with us this week's weekly weather forecast and then the MMRHS lunch menu.
Thanks, Emma, for ending off the night. Sadly, this brings us to the end of this week's edition. Thank you for joining us this evening. We will be back next week, same time, same channel. This has been your host, Samantha.
And Chris.
Have a good night, everyone.
Everyone.